Hey guys, I'm Taylor.
I'm Joe.
I'm about to say I'm Joe, but I'm Taylor. Welcome to
You wish you were Joe.
I wish I was Joe. I am. You know the mask. I've not been framed properly. I'm sitting right here. A little more of me in the shot. So last week I mentioned that we did our numerous stories just off the cuff. No script. Sorry, buddy. But we did touch on one thing that may be a good potential, and you said that would work, which would be it was announced that there was going to be a standalone Venom movie. Standalone meaning on its own with partial to no exact really bringing in of maybe Spider-Man because he's in the Spider-Man universe. Now this means that Venom will be I'm thinking he's going to be either a hero or usually an anti-hero depending on which story arc you're reading. But I have an idea of a story arc that I feel would work for the Venom movie. And Joe, I'm going to tell you this. Tell me what you think. Okay, so
this is Joe reacts live to what Taylor is going to say.
To nerd out right
Sometimes
now.
It's not very good. Sometimes I get really upset.
Okay, so I'm thinking this. Okay, so Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock. You're going to have he's a reporter gets he has this argument. He has to have an argument with, or yes, in the comics he gets over outdone by Peter Parker, Spider-Man. He gets really edgy and angry. The black symbiote from space comes down. Finds way down. He gets on him. He turns into Venom. So in this case, it's going to be this. Excuse me. The symbiote is going to come down. It's going to come down, and there'll be the movie will start. Whatever. The symbiote will come down. It will hit two people. It will hit Venom and what I forget his name, Clarence, the guy who turns into Carnage. So it's going to be Venom versus Carnage. That will be the story. That's the story I want to see. So it'll be Venom versus Carnage, and the main theme is it's going to be a fight to see who gets all the symbiote. They want both. They want the symbiote to themselves. They don't want to share the symbiote. The symbiote is kind of its own entity, and it takes over Tom Hardy, takes over Eddie Brock, my apologies, and they are one. He is one with the symbiote. The symbiote's in control. So it's going to be...
Does it make him taller?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to enhance Eddie Brock. It's supposed to make him stronger, taller, faster, strong in general. He's supposed to be a bigger guy. Venom's supposed to be menacing. Now, later on in the comics, he turned to Agent Venom, kind of like a slimmed-down guy. It's a guy with a suit. Looks like the black suit Spider-Man. And then he was also Anti-Venom, where he was a good guy. He was all white and black. It was really weird. I didn't like that story arc. I like the good old Venom. Big guy, the tongue coming out. That was the Venom we all know and love. Now, Carnage is supposed to be I can't remember his name. A gentleman in a mental hospital who gets the symbiote, turns all crazy, and he goes on a killing rampage. So, from that, I think after that movie is done, where it's going to be Venom versus Carnage, at the end, there is a solution where Carnage gets beat, but not all the way. The next one is or at the very end, Carnage gets beat, but not all the way, and Spider-Man shows up, and so Spider-Man and Venom have to work together, and then you get into the Spider-Man limiting maximum Carnage story arc, which is actually I really like. It's when Spider-Man and Venom team up and fight against Carnage. And now that's what I want to see for the next movie after that. Joe, your thoughts? I'm sorry, I just narrowed it out. I was happy with it. I like my version.
Okay, I think it'd be good. I want to see it. That's all.
You want to see it?
It's a lot better than that monster movie you were talking about earlier.
Yeah, last week in our monster movie. But no, that's the main I want to see. As right now, it is just a Venom standalone. The director from Zombieland is going to be the director. No script, nothing. Right now it's just casting. Right now it's all about casting, and then later on a script will get penned or it's currently being penned. And I think Tom Holland, which is the new Spider-Man, which is doing actually a good job, is on for like 7 movies or so. They aren't all going to be Avengers or tie-in movies. The new Spider-Man coming out pretty soon. It has Iron Man in it, but later on they're going to have their contract with Marvel, the MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe. My apologies, Marvel Entertainment. is going to end, so they won't be able to cross characters again unless they do sign a new contract. So it'll just be a Spider-Man and Venom, and then Carnage, Dr. Octopus, and then Kraven the Hunter and Silver Sable and Silver Sable, yeah, and Black Cat, and all the people, all of his Rose Gallery and his friends will be in there. Joe, you're not much of a comic book reader. And I'm sure of people.
I know all the characters you've mentioned. Yes. I know all of their backstories. I know everything about them because, as you know, instead of being in the comic books, because comic books were expensive when I was a kid, I had Marvel trading cards.
Yes.
And the Marvel trading cards had all the little info on the backstories of all the characters, things like that. So I have a vague interest in this Spider-Man stuff you're talking about. Mm-hmm. A vague interest. I've always been a Marvel guy. DC to me has been crap except Batman. So pretty much all the rest of it, yeah, crap. All of it. The Green Lantern, get out of here with that. What is that? The Flash, oh, he runs fast. Oh, good for him. Yeah.
Okay.
So commenters on this, I know you're going to be telling me that DC's better in every way. It's not. It's not better. It's not. Marvel has much more diverse, much more better villains, better heroes, better team-ups, everything, in every regard. Taylor?
Okay. Well, on the side, I actually watch Arrow, Flash, Supergirl on CW. I watch that. I enjoy those shows. Joe doesn't enjoy them. I enjoy them. But I do prefer Marvel.
They're all One Tree Hill with superpowers. That's what they are.
I don't like One Tree Hill, but I like those shows. I like the crossovers they do. They're really good crossovers. But I do prefer Marvel movies over DC. I'll see a DC movie. May not be opening weekend, but I'll see a DC movie. As of today's recording, we are getting feedback that Wonder Woman actually is a good movie. Like for the first time ever, DC has put out a movie as worthy of being put up against a Marvel movie. Now, I'm not saying I haven't seen it yet, so I can't say which Marvel movie. Wonder Woman.
The Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
The one where the girl shaves her armpits and it caused a huge uproar.
Gal Gadot, yes.
Yeah. She shaved her armpits, and a bunch of people ran wild and said, the real Wonder Woman wouldn't shave her armpits.
The Amazonian, the one that was created by a man who's into fetishes, and that's why she's in thigh-high boots and has a lasso and right.
I think the real Wonder Woman wouldn't be in the outfit she's in, first of all.
The Amazonian, no.
Yeah, they'd be a little too hard to fight crime wearing that entire get-up, right?
During World War I, this would take place.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is how do you know what she would do? How do you know if she would not adhere to the same beauty standards? What if she thought it was empowering? Or what if she thought it looked good having armpits? What if she had such massively hairy armpits that it was very distracting to the whole situation? Like, she whips out her lasso, raises her arm, everyone stops what they're doing to stare at her hairy armpits. So we don't know. So don't judge. Don't put her requirements on you. She does her own thing.
Let's also remember that she comes from a island of all women, and no men are allowed there. So, yeah, you're right. Beauty standards are that were put on by society of a man and woman, a female male society, and an island where no men are allowed. They could really care. They're warriors. They're Amazonian warriors, but that doesn't mean they aren't swimming. They aren't going to shave their bodies for swimming. But yes, they are all well groomed and taken care of.
Yeah, how do you know? How do you know what the rules of this island are as opposed to armpit shaving? Show me a comic book from that time when they were on this island, and show me that they had or didn't have their armpit shaved.
Kicking back on the beach with their hairy arms.
Let me see it. Let me see if they do or not. Let's just see if it's on there. How do you know what their requirements are? I mean, as we learned from Gilligan's Island, sometimes you can wear a coconut shell bra. I mean, we don't know.
And use that same shell bra to make a radio.
Exactly. So we don't know what goes on over there. It could be all kinds of things.
Who knows?
So that's my take on it.
How quickly we went from Venom to coconut bras and Wonder Woman, and the same thing. That's how we're getting views for coconut bra in the tags. So yeah, Venom, it's good. Hopefully it's good. Wonder Woman, possibly the first DC film that is going to be worthy of seeing opening weekend. Again,
the first DC movie worthy of being seen opening weekend. That's a powerful statement.
My apologies. I'll amend that. In a while, not since The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight with Joker. And
No, I was just commenting that's the first like stance you've taken on anything because you're really afraid of the Reddit commenters.
No,
So,
I'm not afraid of Reddit commenters.
he's so terrified. The first strong statement he made about DC, he retracted it immediately. I like it.
No. I just didn't. That's all. Not since as I mentioned, Dark Knight, the Joker. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that DC that movie. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how Wonder Woman does at the box office. It's out pretty soon.
In retrospect, does the Dark Knight hold up?
Actually, it does. It does. You can watch it because there's nothing in that movie that sets a specific time. Batman's always been kind of noir, but with the technology of today. Like in Batman animated series, it's always like old, like 50s, 60s type of looking people, suits and everything, even their cars. But his technology is always of the current day.
I feel it fell apart towards the end.
You hold your tongue, you heathen.
I know. We cannot say those bad things.
You just want to cause trouble, that's all.
I do.
You just want to have arguments.
It fell apart in the end. It just...
No.
The whole story. I mean, everything up to that point was excellent crime fighting.
Yes.
And then what he does is... All he does at the very end to find the Joker is he turns everyone's cell phone into a device.
Oh, that movie? Okay.
Yeah, the movie.
I thought you were about the cartoon. I'm like,
No, Dark Knight. Oh, no, it's I was talking about the movie. At the end, his cell phone tracks everyone in the city.
Turns into a sonar.
And then he's able to find the Joker. It's just a lot of holes in that. A lot of holes in that whole thing. Especially what really ruined it is considering that he broke all those ethical lines to do that. We found out, 2 years later, that our government was already doing that. Kind of ruined the whole movie, didn't it? Seeing as how Batman didn't do anything more special than the government was already doing at that time, thanks to Edward Snowden's revelations.
Yes, and also so much that his at Fox, he was working with Fox, stopped working with him because he did that and invaded privacy. Lucius Fox said, after this, I'll do this, but after this, I resign. So he told Batman that this is wrong. You know, you're doing it to help people. This is wrong, and so far, I'm getting paid a lot of money from this company. I'm going to quit.
Do you watch Gotham?
I do watch Gotham. Lucius Fox is a younger, obviously man. He's still smart. But yeah, how do you like Lucius Fox?
In Gotham?
Yeah,
I like Gotham. Gotham's a good show. It's
not One Tree Hill with superheroes.
It's not One Tree Hill with superheroes. It's really not. That's the problem I have with the CW. Okay, what is this?
CW for a long time.
Yeah, whatever.
And online it's called The Seed because they have cartoons there and stuff. Proceed. You were saying.
Oh man, I'm choking on anger. So,
Gotham,
what else?
You mentioned
that damn XL3.
Don't blame XL3.
It's a fine product.
But yes, Gotham is good. And it is, I like to see more. I feel like they're really in Gotham. They're really just kind of like just teasing. It's right there. It's like it's everything. Everything is Bruce Wayne going to Batman, but we have to. In the comics, he has to go away for like so many years. Go train with the League of Shadows. Get his technique, then come back and start his year one where he goes out and tries to fight crime, gets his butt kicked a lot of times, even gets shot and stabbed, but eventually becomes the man you know as Batman. Now I doubt it's going to happen in Gotham. If that does happen, that'd be cool because they're gonna fast forward to when he was older and he actually is Batman, but I highly doubt that. Also, you saw a little bit of that when they were fighting Azrael. Yeah, Azrael.
Spoiler alert.
That was a long time ago. That was like last season ago. When the guy came back from the dead and he thought he was a knight and he was jumping around and Bruce Wayne saw him jump around shadows and stuff and he had the cape on, kind of like Batman. So you're getting a little bit of what the foreshadowing was going to happen. We all know it's going to happen. That was me nerding out again. Sorry.
I like it. It's good. I'm letting Taylor run the show for a while.
Give Joe a breather.
Yeah. So
you give me something to talk about. Yeah, I'll talk about it. I'll give you something.
Yeah, unfortunately, no one cares about Gotham, do they?
It gets renewed. Remember when we were talking about Venom and talking about Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
How quickly we jump from subject to subject.
Yes, we do. It's very confusing for everybody. I understand. Got to keep up on the show. So, anyways, so speaking of Batman,
Batman or Batman?
Of a Batman.
Batman.
How about Trump?
Did you say Batman or Badman?
Batman Trump.
Batman? How is Batman Trump?
I don't know, but you were telling me earlier about
does he fight crime?
People who were posting on Facebook about certain things, pro this and pro that.
Apparently, on Facebook, people are really pro Trump and anti Hillary and Obama, and
I would really like to save this for a Let Me Rant, and I probably will do a Let Me Rant on it. But
touch on it.
How annoying is it? Anyone at all talking politics on their Facebook feed or their Facebook post? How annoying is it? I understand.
And it's not them.
Yeah.
It's just them posting pictures of other people or sharing things. So it's not really an original thought. It's more this sucks, or America's great. And then they share a post to somebody else.
Because when people share that information, how many people actually really know out of all the people on your Facebook feed and stuff like that? How many people actually know what they're talking about?
I don't know. And I really don't get into it. That's
there's no point in getting into it. It's just what's the point? I mean, anything you do, they're just going to do a counterpoint and then a counterpoint, and eventually it's all going to be true. If someone says, well, no, it was Trump's fault. Well, no, it was really Obama's fault. No, it was really Bush's fault. No, it was really Clinton's fault. No, it was really Bush #1's fault. It's just going to go back forever and ever and ever and ever, and you're going to eventually you're going to get to Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin. It's going to be their fault. So you could essentially go back and forth with anything political all day long for any reason, and eventually you'll be right. Eventually, if you go back enough in an argument, you will be right eventually. If you just trail back and back and back and back, eventually it will go down to, see, it was his fault because this happened. So really, it was R.J. Johnson's fault. And everyone's like, who's R.J. Johnson? See, you should have known because he's the reason why we're in Iraq right now. It's like, what?
Yeah, that's right. Way back when.
He's on the Reddit right now. I'm not the reason why. But... So, what were some of the posts that you saw that were coming in?
Oh,
can you say it without revealing too much?
Let's see. Everybody's tying Trump to Russia. Why didn't they tie Obama to the Muslim Brotherhood?
I would love to see how many of you people leaving the comments on Facebook actually voted. Wouldn't you? How many would you think have actually voted? Have actually really went down and voted? Because voting is kind of it's a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's on a work day. It's open from what is it, 9 to 8 or 8 to 8?
Yeah, certain locations, yeah.
Certain locations, right? And then if you move but then update your address, you got to go to your old place to vote or whatever. It's kind of an ordeal. So how many people do you think actually voted?
A lot of people do the mail-in votes, right? Can they mail in the vote before?
Yeah, but the problem is if the primaries run long, sometimes what they do is they vote for a Bernie Sanders and then he didn't get in because they voted too early. Stuff like that happens a lot. So
also, I saw one was a picture of Hillary Clinton, and it says, "I kill babies, soldiers. I lie like a dog. Husband's a cheater, and you're still worried about Trump."
My question: what in particular does what she had going on with her life have to do with what Trump's doing right now, this second? Right?
She's a woman.
Because from what we know about the current fiascos with James Comey and the FBI stuff, things like that, those are all kind of things that Trump himself did.
What about not Russia?
The Russia thing, there's a lot of speculation, but nothing has actually been proven yet.
There's a lot of evidence there.
There's a lot of speculation.
Yes.
Speculation. There's a lot of hearsay. Nothing is actually proven yet. But the things that Trump says make it a little more suspicious. For example, if you want to prove that you are not colluding with Russia, and you are not worried if an FBI director is investigating you, you might not want to fire him abruptly because you're mad at him. That might be a way to dissuade the look of guilt.
And tell people he's in that job.
And then tell people he was in that job.
Because now he's fired, the pressure's off you, the investigation.
Now, mind you, I am not a Trump supporter, but I support everything going on in the government right now. Everything that's going on, I support all of it. The chaos, the calamity, the nightmare.
That's why
is what I support.
That's why I asked in the video, is ISIS still a thing?
Yes, exactly.
I don't see anything else in the news.
So what are we doing here with this? This is the worst part about this, right? Because Trump is obviously so bad at his own PR and he's so chaotic. He's making a lot of people who didn't normally look good look really good. Like a lot of Democrats who are normally like really annoying people that were sellouts and selling out their own districts for their own personal gain, all of a sudden look like heroes now that they're against Trump.
Is Al Franken a Republican or Democrat?
He's a Democrat from Minnesota. Yeah. So,
I saw a video of him questioning that lady who was about the schools and everything, and he was giving her questions, and she was flustered. She had no idea.
It was just like our video
insane.
Before about how I'm really suspicious of SNL and things like that are really popular because of it's cool to be against Trump now, things like that.
Yeah, that was a couple of videos ago.
It's like politicians. It's like the same thing. Like you never heard of them before, but they get on TV and they go, Trump, he's bad, right? We could all agree on that. Give me a vote. I mean, why not? We don't like Trump, right? And then people are just completely ignoring their records.
Do you think that somebody could run and win based on I'm not Trump?
That's been that was the Democratic strategy for a lot of elections, especially the one like against George W. Bush and stuff like that. Like I'm not
Trump?
him. No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not him. But now they're running on I'm not Trump. Could we run on some things that actually matter, please, out there? Could we stop running on I'm not this guy?
I still don't know. I've asked people who'd voted for Trump. What are his standards? Like, what does he stand for on certain areas? I really don't know. I really don't. And what more specifically, where does he stand on things that would affect me? Now, granted, we did do a video on Trump Care and the Trump tax. Trump tax. My apologies. A couple weeks ago, on our Joe Tells You on 2 Mondays ago.
The problem is he doesn't really stand on things. He stands on a few things consistently, but a lot of other things he takes wild turns depending on who's asking him different questions and what day it is, and whether he feels like it's going good for him or not. So the biggest problem that we're talking about is with the healthcare situation, right? Mm-hmm. It's out of control. There's so much.
As you can tell, Joe is coughing his brains out here.
I'm coughing my brains out. It's out of control. I have to buy this crazy pills from the gas station to get better. And the real problem is with our pricing structure, right? Mm-hmm. Is with things cost too much here. Things like supplies are overpriced, medications overpriced, pharmaceutical companies overcharge. Like these are all of our real problems of why things are going bad.
Yes.
But none of that, as far as we could tell, has actually been fixed. The Obamacare solution was to make everyone pay for healthcare to drive the price down. And the problem is with the everyone getting healthcare is causing the premiums to go up because people that are sick and people that have pre-existing conditions are getting healthcare. Now, no matter where you stand on the issue of whether or not people with pre-existing conditions should get healthcare, it is making the prices go up. We know that. That's a fact. It is making the prices go up because you can't just insure people that are sick and weren't paying into the system but have become sick and now are paying into the system because they're sick, because it's like everything else, like with taxes, right? Obviously, every single person in this country costs a certain amount of money to live here, right?
Yes.
Every single person, right? Mm-hmm. Some people don't pay anything to live here. Some people pay too much to live here.
Yeah.
Right? But it costs virtually a continuous amount for regular average people to live here. They use the roads to do this, to do that, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Same with healthcare. So the healthcare costs are going up. What really makes me mad about this whole thing is that politicians are very annoying because, like, let's just, without being too, I guess being to John Oliver and Trevor Noah and all those guys who just bash on Republicans and conservatives repeatedly, there is a very valid critique about conservatives. For years, they were swept into the House and the Senate by wide margins in 2010 and 2012, and then they got Trump in office in 2016, and they were basically going along the lines of we're against Obamacare, we're against the individual mandate, we're against businesses paying for healthcare, and they all campaigned on that. When it came down to this election cycle, and they got the House and the Senate and the presidency,
yes,
they didn't actually have a plan to repeal Obamacare or replace Obamacare. So when we actually had them in office over here, and they were voted in, they actually haven't produced or have planned anything that would actually replace the system. So they all are lying. They all want the system. They all want the healthcare system, but in its current form, everyone knows it's not going to work. So who's actually going to solve this problem? That's the question that I always have to everybody is, yeah, I get it. You're a fan of your brands because Democrat is a brand, Republican's a brand.
Yes.
You're a congressperson, your senator is a brand. But are they actually doing something? What's actually being done about it? I see a whole lot of talk and nothing getting done. I see a whole lot of talk about Russia. Healthcare is still expensive. I hear a lot of talk about repealing healthcare. Hasn't been done, and Republicans and conservatives have no plan. So what's actually getting done? That's what I want to know.
How long do you think it'll take before something is done? How many? A year out, 2 years out, second term?
I have no idea. The important things that are facing this country is we have
Not ISIS stuff, not in the news.
we have we're in 13 other countries or more fighting wars concurrently overseas right now. We're spending about half of our money on the military, and we may not be getting the value out of it that we think we're getting as our technology. We have healthcare out of control. We have entitlements out of control because baby boomers that were promised Social Security, this, that, paid into the system. There's more people now getting paid than are actually contributing to the system. Affordable housing isn't available for people that are our age and people that are in our demographic. Real problems. And the only thing I see on the news is Russia this, spy that.
Well, yeah.
I don't see anyone actually talking about actually fixing anything that's really actually affecting everybody. For example, is what's affecting you right now in your life?
This moment?
Politically.
I'm gonna be a smart ass. I'm gonna say, politically, I don't know. Nothing really. I don't know. Nothing's really.
Well, you want affordable housing. You can't get that,
Yeah,
right?
I can't buy a house. I guess that would be.
And what about your medical care right now? You pay a lot of money for medical care.
Right now, I'm in between insurances because I got screwed over.
Arguing a bill right
Yes.
now. And you pay a lot of taxes, don't
Dental. I'm getting screwed over dental. Dental. We're going to fall into medical.
Over there.
Insurance wise. And yeah.
So actual real things are affecting you
Yeah.
right now. And real things are affecting me. That's why I use Fishmox and XL3 over there. But that's the problem that pisses me off about this. The Trump fighting, the Hillary Clinton fighting, all the stuff that will actually get things done, no one even cares about. Everyone's so tied to their brand. Everyone's so tied to their personal, like, as if Hillary Clinton or if Trump makes you a better person for voting for either of them or makes you cool in your group. They're not getting anything done. That should piss you off more than anything.
What about conspiracy? Trump is causing so much a ruckus, so people talk about that and don't bring up, why aren't you doing anything?
I mean, isn't that everything though? Isn't that everything?
Insane.
Isn't that what they're doing all the time? They always bring up the stuff that all the stuff to distract you. Like right now, really, who is Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, and Nancy Pelosi? Who were they before they started bashing Trump?
I don't know, but you don't like Nancy Pelosi though.
We know Nancy. She's our person over here for
In
California, so we do know Nancy Pelosi. But
Joe's not a fan.
Not a fan. No, I'm not a fan because I'm not a fan of anyone in our government using private jets, private expense accounts, unlimited food, unlimited booze budgets for their friends and family, flying back and forth to Washington, D.C. Not for those things.
Okay.
So, no, not a fan. And that's what Nancy Pelosi does a lot. She uses her resources for her own personal benefit.
And here I thought would be a short we tell you.
Yes, it's never short we tell you. So, I don't know. You tell us out there. You tell us what you think you're getting out of this.
We just told you. You tell us now.
Yeah, you tell us. What do you think you're getting out of this? What do you think? Does it benefit at all? Arguing on Facebook about this stuff? Did you vote? Did you not vote? Did you not vote, but then you yell continuously on Facebook? Let us know how you feel about it. Because this is how I feel about it. I don't vote, so there you go. That's why I'm not on Facebook spouting this stuff out. So
no jury duty for me.
Our opinions are valid because we don't have them. We don't put them out there. Nope. All I know is that the middle class is getting smaller. People with Taylor and his wife's wages earn a good amount of money, and they can't get a place to live out here.
No.
So we know that. So what the hell are they doing out there in government? What's going on?
The first one is to move to a state where we can afford housing, but we don't get the same pay rate.
Yes,
it's
exactly.
A double-edged sword.
So we'll talk more about that in upcoming shows on there. But that was We Tell You, just a little bit of complaining about the government, complaining about Batman.
It went so nice from movies, Venom, Wonder Woman, Trump.
We're not going to get views with Venom and Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy is a proven low draw at the box office. So we got to bring Trump up over here. But hey, we're honest about it. We're not like being like CNN and all the other outlets and just mentioning Trump to get views. That's what they're really doing. That's why they're bringing him up constantly. Mm-hmm. We're actually mentioning him. We're telling you we're doing it to get views. So
we're pretty upfront with there.
We're honest here. We're honest here on We Tell You.
All right, you tell us down in the comments.
Now you tell us something.